Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. It is now 6:08 Wednesday, May 11th, 50 degrees. Get up to 69 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160. We're joined on the line by Rolando Garcia III. Rolando is a professional fitness guy, right? So, good morning, Rolando. How are you?
I'm good, Jeremy. How are you?
I am fantastic. How did we get you away from prime time on a Wednesday at 6 a.m. when I would imagine your team is cranking out personal training sessions?
That is actually correct. I have a very good team, and they knew that I'd be on the show with you today, and that's how you were able to get me away. I have a very solid team, so they're taking care of business while I'm here talking to you and to your audience.
Oh, that's awesome. So why don't you tell folks a little about yourself? I know you've been a personal trainer since 2008, or you got into personal training since 2008, and you're doing much more than that now. Why don't you give us a little background?
Sure. I've always been into fitness. My father is a very interesting guy. He taught me martial arts when I was 6 years old, and I was always in some form of athletics because of it. He taught me judo in the beginning, and then Filipino martial arts. And then as I progressed in my own growth, I started really trying to understand what strength and conditioning, health and fitness, all of those things that really make you better. So at around 2004, I opened up my own mixed martial arts academy. And that's a very interesting way of talking to clients and talking to students, because essentially what you're asking somebody to do is, hey, I need you to pay me for my services, but in return, I'm going to teach you how to go ahead and fight and kick butt, but you're going to get your butt kicked first. And it was a successful business, but then I went into a completely different sector, which is the sector that I'm in now, which is the commercial fitness industry, the personal training industry. And people aren't necessarily going into that necessarily to become martial artists or fighters. They're looking for a way to actualize their potential, whether it means losing weight or trimming down or preparing for a marathon. And I've been in this particular corporate fitness realm for a while now, and as of 2013, I'm currently running what is considered the most luxurious and exclusive private facility in Manhattan, and perhaps in the United States as well. And I manage 4 of the top 2,600 trainers in that company. And I recently wrote a book called Intrinsic Excellence, Business Development and Leadership Systems for Success in Personal Training. And it's about what do you need to have? What type of knowledge do you have to have in order to become successful in this industry?
Right. So, Rolando, let me ask you. So, I don't know if you probably don't know anything about my background at all. But I used to run actually 40 health clubs in North Jersey and Manhattan. In fact, you were actually a competitor of mine. In fact, when you check my LinkedIn that I just sent you an invitation on, you'll see that we have lots of mutual connections.
Yes.
But I think we have seen, and you could certainly speak to this, I think when the average person gets into personal training, they believe that they're in the gym a lot, right? That they work out a lot, that they love the gym, and they feel like they could just go and probably just pass along their knowledge and they're going to make lots of money. Right?
That's correct.
That's not the case, right? What do you really need to be a successful personal trainer?
Well, when I wrote the book, what has actually started it was the fact that I was in charge of a personal training division. So basically, I was in charge of hiring. So I was looking at candidates. I had to develop them. And not only did I have to develop them in terms of handling the clients that we had on site, but they had to become successful so that once they handled those clients, they'd be around for a while because the clients kind of want them to be around for a while. And so a lot of people tend to come in, like from your experience, right?
Yep.
People want to come in and say, well, I want to become a personal trainer because I love fitness. and I love the gym environment, and I love helping people. Well, time over time, what I found out was that these exact candidates were the ones who didn't last, the ones who came in with all of this love. You know what? I love croissants, but I'm not going to open a bakery, right?
Can I ask where the croissants fit in between raw meat with hot sauce and water?
It depends on what type of training you did before and after. Right. We can do that separately.
Okay, got it.
But what it comes down to is that, okay, so you're going in, you have a lot of love, but do you actually understand the skill sets necessary when you are running a business? Because a lot of people come in with a lot of passion and a lot of love for something, but they have no awareness that what they are entering into is a business. And so when you are running a business, you need skill sets. It's just like what Liam Neeson said in Taken, I have a very special set of skills, right?
Right.
And so the problem with a lot of trainers is that they go in and they want to go ahead and do what they want to do, but you need skills. And in my years of hiring and developing trainers for this division, and this division ultimately went on to break records using the framework of analysis I came up with, it turned out that there are four major skill sets. The first one is technical expertise. That's the one that everybody covers. You have to know your anatomy. You have to know your nutrition.
Right.
You have to have some certification on working out. But the other skill set is sales. Why? Because if you're going to get clients, you have to know how to handle the most important objection that they have. Well, why is it so expensive? Everybody runs into that, right?
Right.
The third one is customer service. You can be the greatest PhD in exercise physiology, but if you have the personality of a diet crouton, that client is not going to hang out with you either.
Right.
Right? And then the fourth one is business development strategy, meaning your ability to take a look at your own productivity, your own numbers, and look at it like you're working out and say, well, how come my return on investment with regards to how I'm taking care of this client, how come my paycheck looks the same?
Right.
Right? So those are the four. So it's technical expertise, customer service, sales, business development, and strategy.
Great. So we are up against a break. All right. You can hang out with us for a little while longer, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So when we come back, I want you to I don't think, and in fact, I know that the average listener has no idea what a personal trainer's day looks like. And maybe you could explain to us the difference between what a successful personal trainer's day looks like versus the average personal trainer's day looks like. But can we talk about that when we get back?
I'd be happy to.
Cool. Rolando Garcia talking personal training, sales, intrinsic excellence. You know what we're talking about. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin wherever you go. Download the Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Make a difference at the Jersey Shore. 732-505-1160. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We are here with Rolando Garcia III, talking a little bit about his book, Intrinsic Excellence, which is Business Development and Leadership Systems for Success in Personal Training. So, Rolando, why don't you tell us what is the difference in a day, or what does a day look like for a successful, rock star personal trainer versus one that is not so much?
You know what? I'm going to start first with what the expectations are of people who want to go into personal training and what they think their day is going to look like.
Okay.
Because that's the lure. Because a lot of people go, you know what? The people who go into personal training, I'm tired of working my desk job. I love fitness, and I love just being in that environment. So the idea is that I'm going to go in at 6, and then my day starts at 6:30, and I'm going to have 6:30 to 9:30, and I'm going to be high-fiving people, spotting them on the bench, writing their programs, putting them on the treadmill, and then stretching them, and then I'm 12:30, I'm done. and then I can do the rest, whatever I want the rest of the day. Really nice, nifty idea. The problem is, it is.
Right.
It's the lure that I'm living this life where I actually don't have to put in a lot of work. But then when that person does get in there, whether the person is a beginning trainer or an advanced trainer, the reality is that you're probably going to be working people out sporadically throughout a very long day. Because number one, you don't get to pick your hours. Your client picks your hours.
Right.
That's the reality, number one. They want to come in at 5:30. Guess what? You're waking up at 3:30 to make that session. And that client has to reschedule at 5:30 at night. Guess what? You're going to be there at 5:30. So what are you going to do now for the next 12, 14 hours of your day? So what tends to happen with a trainer who comes in with this expectation that they're going to be training people back to back to back, because that's what they love to do, when this reality hits them and that rubber hits the road, they have idle time, 10 to 12 hours. So a person who is not a rock star trainer now doesn't know what to do. They are lost and they're dazed and confused for 8 to 10 hours.
Right.
So they're walking on the floor, looking out into space, looking at the TV. They may do some bicep curls here and there. Before you know it, they're off eating grapes in some corner somewhere, while the entire membership base on the floor is looking at them and they're saying, 3 weeks tops, that guy's gone.
Right.
The rock star trainer, the rock star trainer realizes what the real job is. And the real job is, I am here to really understand what makes every person tick, what their intention is to come in here and sweat their butts off when they could have been doing something else. What is their intention? So this person is actually, the rock star trainer is talking to everybody, greeting them. But that greeting is an icebreaker, because once the client or the member starts talking, they're collecting very important stuff. They're collecting data and they're collecting narrative, meaning, hey, what's up? I'm Rolando. How's it going? What are you up to today? I just had a long day. I thought I'd go ahead and do some cardio stuff. Oh, what was your day like? The markets weren't doing too well. It's just a long day. I just want to kind of de-stress. So already he's in finance, right?
Sure.
And then number two, he's looking at training, because right now he's very high on sympathetic tone, so he has a lot. His adrenals are going haywire right now for all types of reasons. And he's coming here and he wants to de-stress. That is your opportunity to put those pieces together and just say, what does this guy need? What does this guy want? What do I have that I can actually give to him to make his day that much better? Because if you're that person who can make his day better, whether somebody comes along and he's some sort of PhD trainer and he has to choose between you and that person with a high level of expertise, chances are he's going to buy sessions from the guy who, one, listened to him, number two, didn't go and lecture him about the benefits of cardio and how de-stressing is important, but more importantly, number three, met him at his level and made him feel better and help him achieve his goal for that day. That's a rock star trainer, and he does that all days of the year, all throughout his day.
Right. How many sessions a week? When you talk about the fact that you have 3 or 4 of the top trainers in the company, but also, let's be fair, probably in the Northeast. How many sessions are those folks doing a week?
Oh my gosh, those guys are absolute rock stars. I mean, I can't give an exact number, but I'll give you a variance. So you're somewhere between 30 and 55 a week. I mean, we just actually had, and to top it off, since they are the top, they are also involved in a lot of company initiatives as well.
Right.
So these guys are masters of, number one, their time management, and on top of that, they're having to do the kind of secret stuff I'm having them do in terms of the kind of training stuff I'm coming up with them. So but they're looking at about 30 to 55 session weekly productivity.
Very cool. Rolando, can I ask you to stay one more segment, or do you have to go?
I'd love to stay.
All right, cool. Rolando Garcia, he is obviously, listen, we're talking about personal training, but if you're not getting the hint by now, Selling personal training and running a personal training business is really just like any other business, and it's really about sales. Sales, 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 sales. So we're going to talk more Rolando Garcia after the break. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Hang out, listen to the news, and come on back. Be right back.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 6:33 Wednesday, May 11th. 50 degrees. Get up to 69 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160. We are here with Rolando Garcia III. We are talking about personal training, what it takes to be a rock star personal trainer. So, Rolando, you talked a little bit about hiring. What qualities, right? I think that is the most difficult art for any leader who's running an organization, is figuring out who to hire and who to bring on the team and sorting through what's real and what's not. So what are the qualities that you look for? Like what tips you off that's to somebody that you say, I want to bring you on my team?
The most important one is an important quality is that it sales, all right? In not so many words, this person has to know how to sell. And the way you test that is the essence of sales is how the other person, the salesperson, right, is persuasive enough to manage an objection. So in a hiring process, I throw an objection at them. And I say, well, I don't know if this is such a good idea. And if this person can manage that particular objection, then I'm sold, because that's a good portion of the job, meaning you're constantly out there persuading people to buy your services. That is, if I'm not mistaken, I am the only fitness professional who openly talks that this is perhaps the most important quality, the most important skill set, and every other educational platform out there with regards to the professional development of a personal trainer, they don't talk about sales. They talk about the knee. They talk about the knee. They talk about the shoulder. They talk about rehab. They talk about cardio, but they don't really – that helps you when the person has already bought sessions. But that's kind of putting the cart before the horse.
Right.
You got to know how to sell.
Right. So let me throw something at you. You ready? You ready? We're gonna test you. So
let's go for it.
I bought a 10-pack from you, right? And so
it's too late. There's nothing else to discuss.
No. But we're in session. We're in session 10, right? And you got me doing the battle ropes, and I'm like, God, I hate the battle ropes, right?
Okay, good.
And because we just finished. You got me doing sleds. I mean, you're killing me here, right? So
of course.
So now I'm saying, listen, you know what, Rolando? I know it's time for me to renew. It's time for me to renew, but I have to tell you, man, I'm just out of time. Like, work is tough. The kids are killing me. My wife, I don't know that I could renew. Rolando, what are you going to say?
Well, what's changed? Weren't they killing you before? What's changed? What's different from the first time?
It's just that now, man. It's just there's so much. I feel like I can't fit this in. It's such a juggling match for me, a juggling session for me to figure out how to get this done. Twice a week.
Okay, so what is it? So it sounds like it's an issue of time, right?
Yes.
So okay, good. So you and I have been training. I mean, you've really been crushing it. I mean, this is your best session thus far. So I'm really proud of what you've accomplished. So right now, the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, right now it's a little tough for you, and I understand, with wife and kids and work, and that can be really tough. So here's something I got to ask you. In order for you to achieve your goals, do you think that if we shuffle the time management around a little bit, I work some flexibility around you, we can probably do this again and keep you on progressing towards your goals?
Well, you mean we could switch? I mean, I know that you're doing so many sessions, Rolando. I don't even know how you're going to fit me in. I mean, you would do that for me?
Yeah, of course, my man. For you. Of course, I'll do that for you.
So you're not going to tell me what a lazy slug I'm going to turn into 2 months from now when I stop doing my personal training sessions?
If I tell you that is one of the worst strategies, because you know what I just did?
What's that?
Same thing as I did in the previous segment. I collected data because I was sifting through everything you were saying. You said wife, kids, work, and I said, okay, so what's changed? I'm still collecting data.
Right.
And then it turned out that the issue wasn't your wife, wasn't your kids, wasn't work. You said, I'm juggling too many things. So it's none of the things you mentioned previously. It was the fact that you actually had a time management issue, and you were just concerned about me. Once I put that narrative together, simply because I listened to you,
right,
we were able to make it work. So the important thing for a trainer is you got to ask, you got to listen, and then you got to ask again.
Right.
Because you need all that data, and then I got to get you to realize that, you know what, there's a way to make this work. Once you figure that out, I'll do anything. That's a rock star.
Right.
You will do anything to make sure you progress.
Rolando,
did I pass it?
Listen, Rolando, I'm shockingly not so much. You killed it. Let me ask you a question. I have never seen before in the framework of a written interview, somebody refer to themselves as an autodidact. Can you tell me what that is?
An autodidact is somebody who has taken such great ownership of their education that they have separated it essentially from formal education. So an autodidact is somebody who is so passionate about life and about learn and what it takes to really understand what's going on, that you want to learn about practically everything. So I consider myself an autodidact in that I have a lot of books on philosophy, I have a lot of books on art, a lot of books on finance, history, and most importantly, fitness training.
Very nice. All right, listen, this is what we do. In every time we do an interview here, we give you a magic wand, and we say, Rolando, here's what we got for you. We got a magic wand. We got some pixie dust, fairy dust. You could just wiggle your nose and make something happen. What are you going to do to change the world, to change your surroundings, to make an impact? How are you using that wand, Rolando?
I'm going to use that wand to help every person, every human being in this world to start believing in themselves first before they believe in someone else, before they believe in an idea, an organized religion, or an organized government. Before any of that, I want people to start believing in themselves first, because once they do that, then they can start looking at what they can actually do for themselves and for each other, and I believe that's what's going to make this world a better place.
Very cool. Rolando, this is where we give you the opportunity for a little self-promotion, a little propaganda. So why don't you tell folks a little bit, maybe where they can get your book, anything else you want to tell us?
Superb. So Intrinsic Excellence, Business Development and Leadership Systems for Success in Personal Training. My publisher's name is Dragon Door, and you can get the book directly from my publisher. It's dragondoor.com. And I'm also doing a presentation for my publisher in Minneapolis the weekend of August 19th to the 21st. And the name of my presentation is Relationship Before Results, how you can actually prioritize the human connectedness between the trainer and the client in order for them to really buy into what they can do with you. So again, the website is called dragondoor.com, and the name of the book is Intrinsic Excellence.
Very cool. Rolando Garcia III. Rolando, thank you so much for dropping some knowledge on us this morning and spending some time.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
You have a great day. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We're going to be back after this.